Welcome in to another edition of the JMU Sports News Podcast. I'm Bennett and Conlin. I'm joined by Jack Fitzpatrick. We're talking portal. We're talking basketball. We're talking big offensive linemen.
Those are my three favorite things in college sports. In that order, actually.
I like that, man. Look, they added some dudes who are 6'7", 6'8".
6'7"?
And when you get that tall, like, I don't need to look at what you've accomplished. I don't need to look at your quote-unquote snap count. I just want to see how tall you are, and then I'll be like, wow, this is going to be incredible in September. And then when we get to September, we'll see if the height translates.
Well, he did do a good job, Napier did, because it started off as it was like only size. It was like
for the offensive line.
Yes, for the offensive line. It was like 6'7", 320, 6'8", 350, 6'3", 330. And it's like, oh my goodness, these are some big boys. And it's like, combined total snaps, 4. Been in college a combined 8 years, 2 total snaps. And you're like, oh, all right, like, I guess potential over production in this case. And then, Lance Tyler Brown, nicknamed Rock by Coach Prime. Pretty epic nickname to have from a Hall of Fame defender in the NFL. You add him, Zach Greenberg's coming back, and then Frankie Tinalu is coming over from ETSU, who's an experienced left tackle. So, boom, all of a sudden, 3 of your projected starters.
FIU guy.
Oh, the FIU guy.
Right tackle. So there's a little production there now. And yeah, they also have the Army guy who I think, what was he, 6'7", and then or was he 6'8"? I can't remember. And then the Kansas State guy. Neither of them like played in their they have like a redshirt year and then also another year. But huge. And then I love that they came from programs that are like known for just getting nasty up front. Like Kansas State, really physical, blocking. Army, like all they do is run the ball. So I do feel good about like the 2 years they've spent learning, at least from those programs. But we'll see if they actually are ready for an impact or if they're just like look good coming off the bus.
Plus, Deacon Rawls coming back?
Yeah, another big guy.
And I feel pretty comfortable on the offensive line. Like that was definitely when we recorded this podcast last week. Yeah. I was like, oh crap, like this might go poorly in a hurry on the offensive line. Like whoever's back there, Cam Coleman, J.C. Evans, Arrington Maiden, whoever it is back there, I don't care who it is. They may be like running for their lives the second the ball comes into their hands. And now you're sitting there and you're like, all right, well, they should put out a pretty experienced starting 5 that all have respectable PFF grades, as we are known data bros. So,
yeah, I think the portal is pretty good.
Yeah. You know what else is pretty good?
What?
All of the things that Sign Pros make in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Hey, that was a good segue, right? Thank you to our friends over at Sign Pros. They have been a sponsor this season. We truly, truly appreciate it. Next time you're in Harrisonburg and you need printed materials that will boost your brand, give them a call, check them out, and they will get you right. They will get you squared away. They've been an awesome partner to work with. They have gotten us so much stuff for our live shows. We've got more of those in the works for the 2026 football season. So, of course, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss announcements around that. But Sign Pros, they've been fantastic. And while you're checking them out online, go ahead, open up another tab. Go to buymeacoffee.com/JMU Sports News. And if you enjoy our work, we'd really appreciate it if you bought us a coffee, a tea, a beer, anything along those lines. It goes a long way, and we truly, truly, truly do appreciate it. It helps us get to a couple of games every year, and it helps us just afford to pay for the hosting fees for the website and things of that sort. Maybe one day we'll be able to make money off of this. Right now, today's not that day, but maybe down the line because of your support through Buy Me a Coffee.
So true. Also, like and subscribe.
There you
love
go,
those
Bennett.
Likes, and I love those subscriptions, dude. I love when we get those subs.
Those YouTube subs?
It does actually, those kind of things like that and following us does help with like the portal interviews, among other things.
Yes.
And even like credentials. Like I think this year it just kind of became clear that like we were allowed to go to football games because we've become so big.
We doubled our followers in the college football playoff game, and I think having that number next to our name helps it when because agents are involved now. Like agents are much more involved. So like an agent, when they see like 8,000 followers, they're like, "Who are you?" Now they see 26,000 followers, and I think we're over 700. YouTube slowly but surely chugging along. I think we're over 700 subs. Would love to see that catch up with the rest of our social media platforms. Views are great, but I think when they see like an account that has 26,000 next to their name. It's like, oh, I guess they're legit with a website that looks fairly fine.
Yeah, they're like,
outside
hey,
of the
I'll
ads.
just give you their number. It's like, oh, that's different than 4 years ago.
Yeah, even last year, like, but securing some of these interviews,
was like less transfer, more high school. But
yeah, but we're working to try and get as many transfer interviews as we can. It's been a little bit harder, but we've got, I think, 4 up on our page right now. Arrington Maiden, the transfer quarterback from Memphis. We had Jacoby Wilson, the defensive tackle from Fort Hays State. We got the defensive back Jones from Fordham, and we had Tyler Brown, the offensive lineman who was at Colorado. I love Tyler Brown. I want to see him succeed. I want him to go to the NFL.
seems like just a good guy.
Also interesting because he's played for Napier and Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, as his only 2 coaches.
That's crazy.
College football, man. He's played at 4 schools for 2 coaches. That's wild.
That is something.
Like, started at Louisiana, went to Jackson State with Coach Prime, went with Coach Prime to Colorado, was at Colorado, now has come to JMU, reconnecting with Napier. Gotten hit with some nasty injuries throughout his time. When he told me he had both his labrums repaired, I was like, huh?
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's a thing?
Yeah.
For more than 20 years, SignPro has been proudly serving the Valley, helping local businesses stand out and get noticed. Whether it's vehicle wraps that turn heads on the road, dimensional signs that elevate your storefront, or long-lasting banners with yard signs, we bring quality and experience to every project. With a reputation built on craftsmanship and trust, we're here to make your message impossible to miss. Visit mysignpros.net and let's showcase your business with confidence. That's mysignpros.net. Love JMU Sports News? Help us keep bringing you the best coverage we possibly can. Support the show and fuel our work at buymeacoffee.com/JMU Sports News. Every cup keeps us rolling all season long. Buymeacoffee.com/JMU Sports News. Big win, huge play. Don't just remember it, wear the moment. Breaking Tea makes shirts that capture the game's biggest highlights right as they happen. Gear up today using the link in the description. College football's back, and it's time to upgrade your game day gear. Right now, claim 15% off at Home Field. The best retro and vintage apparel in the game. Rep JMU in style. Don't wait. Check the link in description to get your 15% off. All right. Where do you want to move from here? Better
Should we just fire off listener questions?
Yeah, let's go listener questions, and then we'll do.
We got a lot because we were supposed to do this a couple days ago.
Yeah, you got hit with that.
Added the injury report, so we got like 100 questions.
You did get hit on the injury report. As I'm signing on, same link, Bennett. Do it without me. Yeah, the lone solo podcast we are so known for.
Here's a question from Matt Teschner. With classes starting on Tuesday, do we expect many more portal ads, and what's the latest they can enroll for spring? That's a good question.
That's a great question. Latest they can enroll in spring, I believe, is like now.
It's probably right around this time, but you could also add guys, and they could just join you in the summer.
Yeah, which is,
I think will probably be a possibility for most teams.
Because it's worth noting, and you tweeted this out over on Duke's Recruits, the portal closes, but that does not mean you cannot leave the portal. I think that is a common misconception.
You just have to jump in the portal.
Yes. Like, that's a very common misconception that when the portal is closed, it's closed. No one in or out. No, it just means no one in. You can still get out of the portal. But it is a little sad that like 10,000 kids are still in the portal and like 6,000 of them or more are going to be without a home in 2026.
None of that makes any sense to me, but does that count guys like Elijah Culp? That's what I think that was one of the questions. He just didn't have eligibility. I don't know what that was. He deleted that tweet too. Now he's fully onto the NFL.
Okay, good for him.
That was hilarious.
I did DM him. I was like, do you have another year? And he never got back to me because I was looking at it. Because I was looking at it, I was like, there's literally no way unless like they just rule that one of his years doesn't count at all.
He played like at least 9 games in 4 years.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what waiver he was trying to get, or like that didn't make any sense. But anyway.
Rob Miller time asked, is this the biggest O-line ever?
It's got a chance to be large.
Well, I love that question because it's not in JMU history. It's just, is this the biggest O-line ever? In the history of football, is this the biggest offensive line ever? I think it's pretty close to being the biggest offensive line in JMU history. I would say it is the biggest line in JMU football history.
We'll also see like how many of them play, right? Because you got some guys who are going to play that are smaller.
Yeah, like Zach Greenberg.
Yeah.
But Frankie Tanalu, the left tackle from ETSU, 6'6", 325. Are you serious? Caden Massey. What?
What was Joseph Simmons?
Joseph Simmons, I think, was 6'5". 6'5", 320, I want to say. So not like too crazy. But this is where it gets crazy. Caden Massey, the transfer from Kansas State, 6'8", 315. Tyler Brown, 6'3", 325. Josh Manecki, the offensive lineman from Army, 6'7", 310. Daniel Michelle, the offensive lineman from FIU, 6'6", 328. I know Bennett's having a great time with all of these big offensive linemen.
They added like decimals to the roster, I guess. I don't know. They're saying that Simmons was 6'5" and a quarter.
When did they add decimals?
I don't know. That's new to me, man. That's weird.
Hey, sometimes those decimals really important in things you measure.
Dylan Williams, 6 feet and a half inch. Like, what are we doing?
Ooh, that half inch is really going to change some things. When did they add decimals?
It's on like this must be it's on like the roster when you sort it in like, what is this, grid view or whatever.
Oh, interesting. Matt Taishner also asked, what are still the areas of need in the portal? Any risk of existing players entering the portal at the last minute given the volume of new players? What's going on with Culp? Did he get another year? Yeah. There's the question on Culp. Culp did not get another year. He's going to the NFL. Or going to try his hand.
He was posting like videos with NFL draft logos, and fans are like, does this mean he's coming back? It's like, why would that mean that?
But imagine Culp with Jones as the DBs. Jones.
I mean, it would have been fun. Like, I love Elijah Culp's game. It's just like he played 4 seasons.
Yes. He did it. He's done.
Right, it's over.
That is one that I'm like, okay, I don't want to see you back because you have fulfilled the obligations of a college football player.
Yes. Areas of need is kind of hard to answer, but I don't know.
Great answer.
I would say I wouldn't mind if they added another like guard, like an offensive lineman at guard.
You're getting so granular. I want another guy on the interior of the offensive line, maybe another center.
That's what I would say is my need.
I wouldn't mind another defensive back. Like,
that's fair.
They lost a lot. Tyler Brown goes to Iowa. Jacob Thomas is going to explore the NFL, going to try and get drafted, go that route. You've lost Justin Eaglin, corner, going to Colorado. Culp is going to try his hand at the NFL as well. You lost so many pieces, and I know they've added a good amount of defensive backs through the portal, but I wouldn't be mad if you added even more because I think it's every offseason I'm saying the same thing where, like, I'm worried about the secondary. I'm worried about the secondary. Jayon Harvey from Finlay came over. Terrence Jones, the guy we interviewed over on Duke's Recruits on our YouTube, he's coming over. He was really, really solid. The rising junior had an 80.9 PFF grade a year ago in a lot of use. I mean, they used him a lot. DJ Kelly from Toledo's a big get. He's coming over. Yeah. Demir Minka is a massive get from Shepherd. I'm really excited to see his game. Javis Minot, Texas State poach. He should be solid. Yeah. They've added a lot, but I would not be mad at more because
that's fair.
You might be using 5 DBs at a time. You'd like to go to at least have some depth there. I wouldn't mind another DB or two.
It's fair. It's fair. All right, this is from JMU 71.
There was another question there.
What? Oh, any risk of existing players?
No, I don't think so.
Because if they are, they'd be like buried, right?
Yeah, if there are any of the guys that are like, it's not going to be any. At least I don't think any high-profile guys leaving.
They already left.
they already left. But also, the spots they added were spots that like needed pieces.
Yeah.
So like DBs, no one's going to leave because they needed that many DBs. Offensive linemen, they all left. Either
No, it's a surprise. Yeah.
So it's not like, what? They've added 5 quarterbacks?
Right.
Oh, my goodness. They added 15 running backs?
Right.
Wow, they added 82 wide receivers. It's like, okay, they hit the spots they definitely needed to address the most.
Agreed. All right, JMU 71. Any word on the linebacker room? Are we missing on guys, or are they going to rely on what we already have? Seems thin there.
JT Kwame Yao.
Yeah, I think they're
Sunbelt first team.
I think we're returning more at linebacker than people realize.
Yes. Returning Trayshawn Dye, returning JT Kwame Yao, returning Gannon Weathersby, plus...
And then it's the studio guy who was at Kent State, who played a little bit this year as a sophomore, but was like a starter for Kent State as a freshman, Jaden Studio.
Yep.
Sneaky good player. So like they have like a lot coming back, and then they had 2 or 3.
They added the Holy Cross guy, Lathan Crowley. They added JT Hooten out of West Alabama. And I think that's all they added from the linebacker spot.
Okay. So that, like, I think that's pretty deep, though.
Oh, 1,000%. Because, granted, we don't know necessarily the defense that new defensive coordinator Rob Sale's going to run. If he's going to go 3-4, if he's going to go 3-3-5. I think most expect him to go 3-3-5, which 3 down defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 5 defensive backs. That's kind of what his through line has been in his career.
Yeah.
But we truly don't know because this is his first time as a sole defensive coordinator where he's calling the shots. But if you're using just 3 linebackers at a time, you don't need to be 10 deep.
No.
Bilbo asked, I figured we would target running back offensive line since our head coach offensive coordinators seem to scheme run-heavy offenses. After Maiden, I thought here we go with an RPO-style quarterback. Now we've exploded with wide receiver talent. I love this question. Do you think the scheme and QB choice will depend on the cohesion of the offensive line? What would you like to see? Also, Bilbo, I love the fact that you ran out of characters at the end of that question, and what became WAT and you became you.
That's good stuff. Tyler Brown was telling you that they want to run the ball, right?
Yeah, they want to run the ball. They want to dominate, they want to be physical, and they want to win. Mike Houston, dominate the point of contact.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd probably expect some run heavy. But I also think it depends on, like he was saying, it depends on personnel. Where, like, ETSU, we talked about last year with Cam Aiken, like, kind of sucked at quarterback. Yeah. Like, they had some receivers, but I think part of the reason they ran it a lot is because, like, their quarterbacks were better at running than they were at throwing.
Yeah, who were their quarterbacks? So, like, two FBS washouts, Cade McNamara and
I think Jacoby Criswell from North Carolina. Yeah, so they were maybe a little better, like, scrambling around or whatever. I think if you go Cam Coleman, you can really have a pretty good balance. Maiden, I think you can probably get close to that too, maybe a little more run focused. And then, like, if you go JC Evans, you probably run the ball like 75% of the time.
Yeah, but they have added a lot of wide receiver talent, which was kind of fascinating to me that they were able to add Jeremiah Harrison, Scar. That was a big name that came through, and I was like, oh, wow. And then, like, right after he committed, Corey Scott, the D2 standout from West Florida, he committed, and I was like, oh, my goodness. Or did I mess up the sequencing of that? Was it Corey Scott first, then Jeremiah Harrison? Whatever.
I think Scott was like a day before Harrison, but I'm sure they committed very similarly, yeah.
But I was like, oh, that's insane, because now you still have Michael Scott, Dylan Williams, I believe redshirted this last year, so he still has 2 years of eligibility, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, he's been a guy that's always been on the cusp of a breakout.
3? That would be 3, right?
Yeah. No.
If he played 1, redshirt.
Maybe.
Sophomore redshirt, junior redshirt. I think he might have 3. And then Wiz is back.
Wiz is back. So, like, that wide receiver room, sneaky deep.
I mean, like, they look pretty. If the offensive line can protect, I think they're going to score 1 million points.
Yes. I think they're going to be very fun. Cam Coleman is going to lead this team to the college football playoff. Although, we could talk about that. This schedule is so bad that they could win out and not be in the college football playoff.
which we got a question about.
Okay, do you want to just we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Are the Hokies... we kind of got a question right here. Jair. Yair?
I gotta just DM him.
Are the Hokies as soft as they seem, or were there really no other viable cancellation options for them?
I think this was the most viable, right? From like a few logistical reasons that I didn't pay that much attention to, but it sounded like this one actually made the most sense because they wanted to open the season with an FCS game, and it required like fewer tweaks if you canceled this one compared to OD or something like that.
Yeah.
But also they're soft.
Yeah. Both things can be true at once.
Yeah.
You could have figured it out. You played ODU last year, idiots. You've played them enough. I do love the argument where it's like, this helps them in the 757. Why would they ever not do this? And it's like, well, that's not how recruiting works in 2025, 2026. Like, James Franklin was literally like at one of the top high school basketball games in the 757 last night, and that's going to do more for his recruiting than playing Old Dominion in Blacksburg.
Yes.
Like, I just love people. They can't cancel it. The impact it has in the 757. You know who forgets that Old Dominion is in the 757 when it comes to football? The 757 sometimes. I think it was both viable, but they're idiots. $800,000 in JMU's back pockets.
Consistent ducking too that I think is. I think it's been over a decade now, and then like UVA spent 40 years trying to avoid JMU. Like if they really wanted to play them, they would get them on the schedule.
And I think someone else pointed out something really interesting where it was like, this game was scheduled a decade ago.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in 2023. You ducked it then and rescheduled it to now. And everyone's like, well, the ACC's making us reschedule it. It's like, yeah, but you've had multiple opportunities.
You keep pushing it down the road.
You've pushed it to the point now where it was untenable. And like, yeah, the ACC is forcing you to cancel, but why didn't you play it when it was originally scheduled? But like, you were kicking the can down the road until eventually maybe you didn't have to play it, and you lucked out.
Yeah.
Drew asked. Okay. We're a little out of pocket today.
With Landon Clark off to LSU, are there any portal quarterbacks that stand out to bring in competition, or is the QB room crowded enough?
I still expect them to go out and try to get one more for the competition. Because I think right now it is a true competition between Camden Coleman, Arrington Maiden, and J.C. Evans. I think Billy Napier, though, wants one more guy with more experience. I think experience was a point of emphasis in the offseason for Napier to try and attack in the portal. We've seen you saw it a little bit with the first two offers at the quarterback position, Landon Clark and Taron Dickens.
Yeah, Dickens is still not committed anywhere.
His cell phone number's in his Twitter bio. Do I text him?
He's kind of sick. He had set the NCAA record for consecutive completions in a game this year. He started a game 46 for 46. He's sick, dude. I love
Didn't he throw like 51 touchdowns and like 2 picks?
Yeah, his career stats are crazy. I think he was 38-2 or something this year.
Freaking insane.
Man, he's fun, man. He's like 5'10", too.
Yeah, he's tiny.
He's just out there, like, slinging the thing.
He's like little Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he really
but better.
is.
All right. But I would expect one more QB to be added. That brings us to JMU football talk. Favorite portal addition so far for Conlin and Fitz?
My favorite is still Kevin Roberts, the first one, the defensive tackle from West Florida. I think he's got a chance to be really good.
My favorite, Tyler Brown, best interview we've ever had for the transfer portal. But my favorite's Demir Minka, the cornerback from Shepherd. Did you see his post that he was recruited by Signetti?
Yeah.
In like 21 when he was coming out of high school?
Crazy.
I thought that was awesome.
It was crazy. Iowa State made a push for him.
And we got him, baby. Someone on our survey, like our give us feedback, said try not to use the F-bomb as much. I almost just dropped a thick F-bomb, but I'm going to hold off. Take that, Cyclones. Bleep you.
Bleep you.
Shit baseless. After all that talk about trying not to curse, I just let it rip on this name. My bad. What part of the team do you think looks most dominant on paper now? Is there one single recruit you were surprised we landed?
I think the front seven looks good.
Yeah.
And I was surprised they got Jeremiah Harrison, Scar receiver. I thought he would be P4 bound.
I thought Jeremiah Harrison would have been P4 bound, and Corey Scott, too. Like, I was pretty sure we got Corey Scott. I was honestly a little surprised we got Arrington Maiden, too, because, like, Memphis fans seem to love him.
Yeah.
I guess Charles Huff fumbled that bag. Mike Ray asked, how is this portal class stacked up to years prior? This is a great question, because I see a lot of people right now on social media hailing this as a master class in transfer portal and everything. I want to say not so fast, my friend. I think it's good, but like, I don't know if it's going to, like, Chesney's first transfer portal class also on paper looked scary good. A defensive end from Syracuse, a defensive end from Florida. Like, oh my God, this defense is going to be nasty, man. And then they went 4-4 in Sun Belt play and kind of petered off at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's part of the reason it looks so good is because they had so much to replace. There's so many guys in here. But like last year's portal classes, they brought in some guys to like really strengthen some
key spots,
up, right? So it's a good class, but like I don't know, you got to see it on the field. Like it looks good on paper, but how does it look and how does it gel on Saturdays?
Also, it's been cool, though, to see, like, JMU in the mix with, like, high-end P4s, which was something that was not the case during Chesney's first transfer class. But, like, to see JMU beat Iowa State in a recruiting battle, it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. So from that perspective, it looks good because the teams JMU is beating out to win these portal kids, it's like, oh, they beat, like, 4 P4s in the running? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's like Mason Perham, the Emory and Henry defensive end. It's like he's visiting JMU in Missouri and then goes to JMU. Yeah. It's like, that's weird. Yeah.
Did you see the D3 kid ended up going to Wisconsin?
Yeah, that's sad because he was a special player to me. Although we got family ties to Wisconsin. So
I got a text from Bennett, probably 10 p.m. on like a Sunday night. What was his name? Lee Divitz?
It's like Liam something.
Liam Devitz
or something.
Him
being my guy. Liam Danitz.
Liam Danitz. I get a text. Liam Danitz is the next Eric O'Neill. And I was like, oh, goodness. So I have to go and look up this kid. He played at a Division III school. And, yes, he's got extreme speed at the defensive end spot. But I texted Bennett. I just go, I don't know if he's good or if offensive lines at the D3 level just suck.
Yes. His moves are just like run faster than the guy. But I'm going to be excited to see what he does.
Gabe asked, who's going to have the best redemption arc, if at all? Billy Napier or James Franklin?
I think they're both going to have good redemption arcs. But I'll say best redemption, I would say Billy because I think he's in an easier spot to have. Like, because James Franklin did so much at Penn State. So, like, if he doesn't win a national championship, what's the redemption arc? Like, I guess if you take Virginia Tech to the playoff, but what if Virginia Tech's, like, a fringe top 25 team? No one's going to say that's redemption. They're going to be like, that's James Franklin's MO.
Yeah, but if Billy Napier's a fringe top 25 team with his team, like, in the running for the Sun Belt and always in the conversation to be the college football playoff rep of the G5, people are going to be like, wow.
He's back. Especially if Summerall, like, fails at Florida or something, then it'd be very easy to be like, you just can't win there. Only Urban can win there.
Gavin Wazlowski, your updated take on my previous take, Purge, on having better production than last year. How does this transfer portal class compare to the rest of the Sun Belt?
I'd be lying if I took a deep dive into the rest of the Sun Belt.
I would be lying to you, too. Because On3 and, like, 247 don't track it well.
It's not easy to do, yeah.
So, like, I don't want to do a tracker for all of these other schools.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck who Troy added. Damn it, I cursed.
And then you curse. We're getting there. There might be an occasional cuss word dropped every now and then because sometimes
when I was ill for a while, I was really throwing off a lot. So I get what they're saying. Whoever didn't like that, that's fair.
We had a couple people say it actually. I also had upped my F-bomb dropping because on radio I'm not allowed to curse.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm not trying to. They were just coming out a lot when I was sick.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I think we have one of the top transfer portal classes because I'm not seeing like Southern Miss in a lot of recruiting battles with Iowa State and Missouri and winning.
Yeah, it should be a good class.
And the production probably will be higher than last year's class because you know why? There's more.
More players.
Yeah. Rom H. Tonis, Masters in Library Science. I think this is a burner. Wouldn't it be crazy?
It's a burner. It's a good burner, though.
Is it a good burner?
Yeah,
why
really.
no P4s want to schedule us? Oh, I forgot due. Sorry. Why do no P4s?
Why no P4s want to play us, Paul?
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Why do no
Probably because
P4s?
you don't want to lose, you know?
That's the insight people come to the JMU Sports News podcast for. Why no P4 schedulers? Well, son, it's probably because they ain't want to lose.
There's not a benefit to playing like a good G5, really.
No, there's no benefit whatsoever. Like, if P4s could, they'd schedule 5 FCS non-conferences.
And the ones that make the most sense for JMU are ACC teams, and the ACC office has actively given them advice to avoid G5s, and if you play a G5, it better be on your home field.
Yes. And the SEC is also doing similar things, and the Big Ten is also doing similar things because
Duke in 2025 was like, we don't care about that. We're playing at Tulane and at UConn. It's going to go great.
and then they made it and they won the ACC.
They won the ACC and cost them an automatic bid.
And now they're at-large bids in the national
Yeah,
championship.
that's crazy. Yeah.
Make that make sense. I can't. I cannot. Dirty Bird asked, Dirty Bird 713-713-38. Hey. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. Favorite portal additions or targets? Who do you think will be standouts for the next year's team?
Nick Herman, running back, Drake. Freshman All-American in 2025. He's a fun one.
I think that running back
Watch
room
this space.
Watch this space. Well, nevertheless.
I'm concerned about the running back room.
But they've got 3 guys right now. George Pettaway, Seth Cromwell, and Herman.
Yeah, you got Pettaway until week 4.
Then he gets hurt.
That's my concern, yeah, is that he like gets dinged up. And then what do you got? But they do have Phoenix Dohinga, or whatever his name is, the incoming freshman from Florida, who's like 5'11", 220. He's fun to watch.
Okay.
So,
I think they'll be fine in the running back room, barring some catastrophic,
I just worry
cataclysmic
about
injuries.
Pettaway getting dinged up because his high end is pretty good.
Well,
but if he gets...
Do you think Dean Kennedy gave Aiken the rule of 13 carries, no more, no less?
I think they might figure it out pretty quick if he didn't.
Yeah, you look at the last.
There's a reason for that. People keep being like, why is he not a workhorse? It's like because he's like 190.
Yes. He's not a between the tackles 20 times a game type of guy.
Yeah.
But favorite portal additions, I'm going to go with... See, this is a tough one. Terrence Jones was a good interview, but I think I'm going to go with Corey Scott.
Yeah, he's got game.
I think it was the West Florida quarterback at the Division II level was one of the finalists for the Harlan Hill Award.
Yeah.
And I think it was because he just threw it to Corey Scott, and Corey Scott made him look great.
Oh, I like that. I like that take.
Thanks.
He went to Memphis, I think, right? The quarterback?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's right.
I also think he's the quarterback that was initially committed to Florida, then had some things come up on him, and then ended up at West Florida.
That's generous. Something happened.
He lost the Harlan Hill Award to Curtis Allen, though, out of Virginia
Hell yeah,
Union.
guy.
The first ever HBCU player to win the Harlan Hill Award, which is the Heisman of Division II.
Karma. Okay. Toyota Camry asked, what would be your starting lineup? That's
Sorry,
to
what year? What year Toyota Camry?
2005 Toyota Camry. We can't answer that one yet.
Projected starting
I was trying to do it too deep the other day, and it's just too early.
I'm going to do it for you really quick.
All right. Okay.
All right, we're going to go Cam Coleman, Pettaway, or Cromwell, or Herman.
That's
You know that's going to be in the first 2 deep if they actually use one.
better not.
You know it is.
Does he release one even?
I don't know. Corey Scott, Jeremiah Harrison, Mikey Scott.
No, Wazlowski.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Wazlowski instead of Scott. Greenberg, This is where it gets
I love
really
that
tough.
you're pointing. You're not even just saying positions. There's no way anyone can follow this. Greenberg at center.
Greenberg.
The offensive line is where it gets way too hard. That's why I stopped doing it the other day.
Both lines on both sides. I don't know.
Defensive line was way too hard.
I truly do not know. Like, I gotta at least hear a couple of reports out of spring camp. Maybe I'll make my way over to spring. I can't report on anything that happens at spring camp. So,
well, you could predict then.
I'm better off predicting at home.
Okay, CA Duke. Clearly, Billy saw us get bullied up front versus Oregon has decided to bring in some SEC Big Ten size. Are y'all excited for the ground game this upcoming year to see how it looks with the bigger offensive line?
I wholeheartedly, and no offense, CA Duke, California Duke, as what I assume the CA is short for. No offense here, but I wholeheartedly disagree that Billy Napier saw them lose to a Big Ten team and went, that's where we need to get better. Like, I think you see, we need size on the offensive line to win the Sun Belt. If you are playing to beat Oregon, that isn't a winning formula. Like, if you're trying to find players in the portal that are going to help you beat a Power 4 team because you might make the college football playoff, you may end up losing Sun Belt games. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but, like, if you're going after guys that are big but don't fit your scheme, but don't fit, like, so many different variables, if you're focusing on how can we beat a P4 team like Oregon, you've lost the recruiting battle. I
would also say, I think more so, I've noticed this on the defensive front. So they had 2 players last year on defense who were over 300 pounds, and they've added 3 defensive tackles over 300 pounds. So I think they might be a little beefier on the defensive line. They were 6th nationally in rushing yards per game last year. They ran for 185 yards against Oregon with 5 yards per carry and had 500 yards of offense. Like, the offensive line in the offense in the running game was not a problem under Bob. Like, it was not I never watched a Sun Bowl game last year and thought we're too small up front. Like, they were bullying people in the running game.
And I would even argue in the Oregon game, like, the defensive front 4 was not the issue. It was the fact that Dante Moore and his wide receiving core were just slicing and dicing the secondary.
And the linebackers were having a tough time running side. Like, they would just run a toss play and nobody could get over.
Yeah. So, and again, if you're creating a roster as a Sun Belt team to beat a P4 team on the off chance you're in the college football playoff.
They don't have one on the schedule, That would be a mistake.
Right now, you want to focus on how do you win the games in front of you. D-Hall Burner.
At Georgia Southern.
Yeah, how do you win in Statesboro? Big guys. Big guy. Big guy. You know that song?
No.
You don't know that song?
I don't know any songs, bro.
You don't know the new SpongeBob song?
I'm not really a song guy. I try to just train, you know what I mean? So I'll go out and I'll run 5 miles and then I'll bench press. Is copyright infringement?
I'm waiting for it to hit. Oh.
Okay. All right. Deal Burner says, what position group do you see as the biggest red flag on the team right now?
How did I get there? Biggest red flag. Can I steal one of your answers from earlier in the podcast?
Yes.
Running back.
Oh, you just told me they're good.
But it is a red flag because of the points you raised, where Petaway is slightly injury prone, at least based off of last season.
One more.
Like,
give me one more.
And look, if Herman listens to this, please use this as fuel. But your guys are former P4 who has shown that he's capable of playing at the Sun Belt level, highly, highly productive guy from NAU, and then a freshman All-American, which is awesome, but 1 year of experience playing for Drake. There's levels to this. And Drake is not of the Sun Belt level. Is the kid great? 100%. But, I would love maybe a guy to slot in here where, if Joby Mallory somehow got another year of eligibility, I'd be ecstatic.
Yes.
I'm going to miss Joby. I hope the Seahawks draft him with their first-round pick.
I would like that. All right, we got a few more. Mostly men's basketball, actually. There's a couple more talking about like the favorite portal signing, blah 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 blah. But let's talk Spradlin real quick. Joey Needham. This is a great question. Spradlin isn't getting canned, which we do need to say.
Yes,
Okay,
there's
some
no
people talking about him getting canned. He's in year 2 of a 6-year deal. He's here for this year and at least another 2.
Yeah, JMU does not have the money to fire him and afford that buyout. Shout out to his agent because getting a 6-year
I'm
deal.
surprised it wasn't 5, yeah. But he'll be here for a long time. Okay, so Joey asks, Spradlin isn't getting canned, but has your opinion of the hire changed of him through the first year and a half? I'm not a fan of his only half-court offensive play style, and he hasn't been able to coach a defense as a defensive-minded coach since he was hired.
I have completely changed my tune because you also look at like, maybe I'm getting way too into it now, but his best teams at Moorhead finished 116th in KenPom and 118th in KenPom. 2022, his best player was a stud in Johnny Broom, who then transferred to where? Auburn, and was a great player. His next year in 2023, they were 237th in KenPom. They went 14-4 though in OVC play, and they were successful. Their star player was Mark Freeman. Then they had Riley Minix. His last year at Moorhead, Minix was a stud. A 122.7 offensive rating, which ranked in the top 115 in the nation. And they used that to get to a 14-4 record in the OVC. He's always been really reliant on one star player, and I question if he's kind of whiffed on it this year, and if the only reason he hit on it last year was because he just brought Mark Freeman over with him from Moorhead. I worry a little bit on his recruiting prowess, if he's able to build a full, complete roster, and I worry if he's actually capable of coaching an effective defense when all of the pieces aren't there for him.
That's fair. I think those are fair criticisms.
I forgot to hit record earlier. Just kidding.
I hate you. They are not playing well at all. They're 9-9, 2-4 in Sunbelt play. I mean, they're kind of just like, they're a hard watch.
They are. Remember, I think it was last week on the podcast, you were trying to like inspire some hope, and you're like, they're not bad defensively in conference play. Joke's on you. They're now 14th out of 14 teams in the Sun Belt in defensive efficiency in conference play.
Is that right?
Yes.
Holy shit. No, I cursed again. But they are. I need like a swear jar. We'll give like $1 to the NIL fund. Yeah, they're not good right now. So yeah, I'm concerned. But then the other thing is like, people are like, oh well, I guess the portal will be good because they can just ship this team out. But like they gotta. Can you bring Fowler back? Can you bring Christian Brown back? Is Eddie Ricks down to play another year for you? Probably not, to be honest. But like maybe you could convince him. Justin McBride, you get another year out of him. Unlikely, but it would be nice if you could, because that's the issue. Is like, has he ever done it where it's been this kind of crazy full portal hauls before? Because I don't think his Moorhead teams were like, they had portal additions, but they were not like the whole team was a portal team.
I should also say I'm going to argue against myself just a little bit here. He identified Bryce Lindsey, who's like the best 6-man in the Big East last year, and then lost him. So I will say, like, he did hit on that. If he was able to retain Bryce Lindsey, I think this team's completely different. Like, I think he is
impossible. And then I don't love that, like,
but he whiffed on this recruiting class, like, in a major way.
The guard play's terrible.
Defensive play is terrible. They're 313th in the nation in defensive efficiency.
I don't like his defensive style, which is like, I guess they're trying to defend without fouling or something, but they don't try to create any steals or anything.
358th in the nation in turnover percentage forced.
Which you have a guy in Bradley Douglas. I feel like I almost called him Bradley Steele. I don't know if I did, but Bradley Douglas, who, Brad, as Preston Spradlin likes to call him, he was pretty good at creating steals last year for Georgia Southern. That was like his thing. And they ask him not to do it now. So you just have a 6'1" guy, and you're asking him not to create steals. What's he supposed to do at 6'1"? He's not blocking shots. Like, you just made him bad at defense.
I also don't understand like the roster management perspective. Like Ike Cornish last night looked good against App State.
He's been hurt, apparently.
Okay, so then
But
there's
he's always hurt.
but then Koze Egbule, the other NAIA guy, like he just like appears randomly in games. It's like, well, why is he playing today? Why did he not play last week?
They've also grossly misallocated their funds. We don't need to air out specific people, but like there's guys that we've heard that are getting paid like a whole lot of money that do nothing.
Yes.
Of value.
Yes.
So like hopefully some of those guys are going to graduate and the next year they can use money and like because they don't have a lot of money, so you can't be spending money on somebody who doesn't do anything for you.
Yes. Like just a lot of whiffs. Like a lot of whiffs this time. Like McBride is very good, but then outside of that, I also question some of like
how can you be in the Sun Belt and your season is effectively over in mid-January? Like I have no hope that they'll do anything.
I also like another question I have is two of your best offensive players are Eddie Ricks and Preston Fowler by offensive rating in KenPom, right? And they are two of the more limitedly used players who get consistent minutes. Why is that? Like Preston Fowler has your best offensive rating on the team, and the freshman only gets 42% of the minutes this season. And when he's on the court, he only takes 19% of the team's shots, but he's your best offensive player. Now, you could argue, is he the best offensive player because he doesn't take a lot of shots, and if he gets more volume, he will then regress? Maybe, but I'd love to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not feeling very optimistic, and I was buying in after the ODU comeback. I was like, all right, you got a chance here to maybe not go on a run, but at least look a little more competitive. And it's tough when you play at App State, you're down double digits immediately, and you never really cut into it. Like, they just got cooked.
App State's 221st in KenPom. That's a team. I know JMU's worse than them in KenPom, but
you have to hang though, right?
You have to hang, and if this was a prime opportunity, the Marshall loss stinks, right? You're at home, you lose by 2. That sucks. But then you get a great comeback win against Old Dominion. Hang against App State. Maybe pull out a win. Then you're on the road at Marshall. You could have gotten revenge for the game earlier this month at home, that loss. And then it opens up with a South Alabama-Texas State homestand. Like, I'm asking a lot to get a win against Marshall and App, but
at least one.
Yeah, following that ODU win, if you could have, and I have no faith they're going to beat Marshall. If you split App and Marshall, then you look over the past 5 games, you could have gone 4-1, and it feels so much different. It feels so much different. Now instead, you're the worst defensive team in the league. This is supposed to be a defensive first head coach. They play a slow brand of basketball. They don't turn you over. They rank 358th in the nation in turnover forced percentage. They don't shoot it particularly well. They just kind of feel like they go through the motions.
And I think the thing I was holding on to was hey, February schedule looks pretty favorable. Look, man, if you're losing to 15 against App, how favorable can it really get? One of the teams that's favorable the rest of the way is App State at home, and they just cooked you. So I don't it was supposed to be favorable because you're getting all these teams in the sub 200s. You've already lost to sub 200 ODU. You've already lost to sub 200 Georgia Southern and App State. You've gotten killed by Longwood beat them. Longwood sucks. LIU beat them. They stink.
They're 100 ranks worse. I don't know how to properly say that. They were preseason ranked 136 in KenPom. They're 238. That's unacceptable.
One of the biggest falls in the country.
Yes.
It's rare to drop 100 spots in KenPom over a season.
And you still have half the season to go.
And I think what's almost more disappointing is that they had already slipped a bit, but they were 176, I guess, going into their non-conference conclusion, I guess, because they had Arkansas mixed in there, but essentially their last non-conference game before they really ramped up Sunbelt play, 176. You get into Sunbelt play, and now they're basically 240. Also, and they've dropped 75 spots in a month.
You also look at their home games, And they haven't even been dominant at home. Their best home win this season was against Coppin State, the 364th ranked team in KenPom. Other than that,
Towson was okay.
But I'm saying it wasn't dominant.
Oh, yeah, the margin you mean?
6-point win against Towson, a 5-point win against North Carolina Central, and a 1-point win.
Bad.
Yes,
They're bad.
A
Yeah.
1-point win against Norfolk State, and a 1-point win against Old Dominion. And then they had the win against Washington and Lee, a D3 school. But
by 14, that one wasn't
like you're not even defending home court well. Like last year, they were dominant at home, and then on the road things got a little iffy. But they you could guarantee JMU was going to win and win convincingly at home. This year, they're not even winning convincingly at home.
Yeah, they found ways last year to win games down the stretch. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe he figures something out, but it doesn't seem like it. And I've got a lot of questions about his roster construction, who's handling a lot of that. It's a little bit dicey right now.
Yeah. And the thing is, this is a worse league than the CAA. Like,
it's a horrible league.
This is a league that even if you are bad at basketball, you should be in contention for. You could go below 500 in non-conference play, and it's such a bad league, you should still be in contention to win it. According to KenPom right now, they are picked to finish 4th from last. Not good.
Yeah, I mean, that's... And then we've talked about right in the past, like the way they set up the conference tournament now. Like if you're toward the bottom, you're dead because you have to play like 100 games.
Yeah, remember when that came out and we were like, this is going to favor JMU so much over the next 5 years?
I mean, they're really, really disappointing. And then I would agree with what Joey was saying, where like they're not good, but they're also slow. Like they're trying to play this slow, grinded out defense thing, and they suck at defense. I mean, there's a possession against App State where I was watching and I turned it off shortly after, where it's like, guy gets a wide open 3 for App State, misses it, wide open, and then they get like an uncontested rebound putback. It's like, where are the players?
Even
that
the
they're
announcer.
getting an uncontested 3 and then also an uncontested rebound.
Granted, the App State announcer a little bit of a homer, but at one point he goes, it's not often you see a 6-foot guard not have to leave his feet for an offensive rebound. Yeah. It's like, oh.
I mean, they don't look like they know what they're doing on defense.
I texted you
they
this.
Had taken like really minor strides defensively, and I was like, maybe they're turning a corner, and then they just get cooked.
I texted you this. They play a brand of defensive basketball that's just like, we're going to play man, and that's it. Like, we're not going to try and intercept. Like, we're not going to jump passing lanes. If we're going to do switches, it's going to be the slowest switch you've seen that will allow a wide open shooter. We're not going to be physical. We're just going to play man.
Like, there's some defenses you watch them, and it's like, oh, they're stressing out the offense. You watch them play defense, it looks like they're constantly stressed of like, I don't even know where I'm supposed to be. Am I going to do that? Should we switch now? Like, they look like they're like the gears are really turning when they play defense. They're not putting any pressure on the opponent in any way defensively.
I think losing Xavier Brown was huge. Like losing both Mark Freeman and Xavier Brown. Xavier Brown was kind of the holdover culturally. He was there, part of the resurgence of JMU men's basketball. That was a big loss. Mark Freeman knew how Spradlin wanted a defense run. Those two, I think we undersold how important they were to the backcourt of JMU and the overall team. And I think this year losing that completely and having to rehaul your entire backcourt has really been difficult for JMU. And I personally undersold how big that was going to be.
Yeah, it's I mean, like, you look at Troy's probably the best team in the conference, right? And they're forcing turnovers in conference on 20% of opponent possessions. JMU's 9.6. Like, it's I know he's a good coach. Like, he's won at Moorhead. I think he's got a chance to turn it around. I am just confused why you would want to go. And I should have questioned it more at the time, probably. Why you would want to go from Mark Byington, up-tempo, force steals, play aggressive basketball, to just, like, slow everything down and, like, never create any chaos on like, from just a simply an entertainment perspective, it's confusing to me.
And I don't want to open up. Maybe this is a bag of worms we open up next week. But, like, maybe I also oversold JMU basketball.
Probably.
Like, this was a team that was in the doldrums of being mediocre to downright bad for over 2 decades. Like during the Brady era, I guess they were like somewhat kind of good in the CAA, but like never really that great. Made one NCAA tournament. Like they lost it. And we thought Byington was the spark plug to do it. Turns out it may have just been Byington because he has now gone to Vanderbilt and they lost their first game like 2 days ago. Yeah. Meanwhile, JMU has lost 9 games in the time that he has lost rough, 1. Man. So, like, my point is we may have oversold the culture and the everything school of JMU and been a little premature in crowning men's basketball as a team that could just seamlessly go from one coach to the next. Maybe that's something we dive into next week because that was kind of an eye-opening thing as well.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have anything else. You got anything
Women's
else?
Basketball, Marshall, 27-2 first quarter?
Okay, yeah, that was a nice win for them to bounce back. Their record is really jarring to me.
Hit me.
I think it's 12-7 and 4-3 in league play.
It's not great. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But they're like
they're good. I think they're one of the best teams in the conference.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're going to win the Sun Belt tournament if Peyton McDaniel just plays well. Like
they have a loss to Marshall on the road, and they also have a home 37-point win over Marshall. How does that happen?
I think, and this might sound crazy, but I think the 37-point win against Marshall is like more of what they are.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just think
they really struggled on the road this year.
Yeah,
so we'll see. They got Georgia Southern, which is another team that beat them at home on Saturday. They should go on a little run here, is my guess, because they played some of the better teams in the conference already. So my guess is that they go on a nice run here to end the season. I think it's like the women's league is actually really entertaining. There's other teams in the Sun Belt too that are very good. So I think Pensacola in March, like from an entertainment standpoint, it's gonna be a lot better for the women. Because there's top 100 teams, and the men really don't have any from anywhere in the conference.
If you're a sponsor that wants to get involved with us, we will happily go down to Pensacola and create so much content. So get in our inbox, jmusportsnews@gmail.com, and we'll happily talk about how you can sponsor our basketball coverage down in Pensacola. All right, that'll do it for the JMU Sports News podcast. I've been Bennett Conlin. I've been Jack Fitzpatrick. That's been Bennett Conlin. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We'll be back hopefully mid-time next week. We'll see how things play out. So you never miss an episode, though. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify Podcasts. If you're able, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Write a review as well. That goes a long way in helping the show grow. And if you can, we'd appreciate it if you bought us a coffee. buymeacoffee.com/JMU Sports News. Find the latest transfer portal information over on our tracker, jmusportsnews.com. It'll be right there on the homepage. And we're listening to what you guys said through the survey. I'm trying to cut down the ads on the back end. It's a little more difficult, but I think I've taken away.
Curse less.
What was that?
Trying to curse less.
Trying to curse less, but trying to take the ads out. Because we heard the feedback. It was difficult to read. I think I've taken most of them out of the content of the piece. There's the occasional like Google vignette or like drop down things, but I think that's just something
It looks a lot better, I think.
Look, I'm going to say it. This might sound rude. Something you might just have to deal with. It's free content. Like, we got to make some sort of money on it, you know?
Agree.
All right. For Bennett Conlin, I've been Jack Fitzpatrick. See ya. That's a great way to end it. I mean, heck yeah. JMU Sports News Podcast.